If you're a 2021 and newer Bronco owner out there and you want to clean up the engine bay a little bit more while at the same time making more room for wrenching, well then you should definitely consider the Rough Country hood strut kit that we're talking about here today. Now the Rough Country kit will feature 2 gas charged struts along with all of your brackets and hardware needed for the install, all for right around the $100 price point. Now since the install does not require any drilling or permanent modification, we're going to call this a solid 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and about 30 minutes or so to complete from start to finish, as we'll show you later in the video. So this is one of those mods that's been around forever in the Mustang world and comes standard on the F-150 and really should be standard on all cars and trucks, at least in my humble opinion, because it just makes life so much easier, right? Now, when installed, the Rough Country kit will be responsible for helping you lift and hold that hood open for really as long as you need, and the best part is you can remove that factory hood prop and basically throw it into that dark corner of your garage with the rest of your factory parts that will never see the light of day again. Now the functionality of this kit is great once installed, especially for you Bronco owners out there running big lifts and even bigger tires, when at that point it can be a little tough to reach that hood prop location with the hood fully open. Now on top of that, this kit just makes for a much cleaner appearance under the hood once everything's popped. And if you're the type of owner who likes to tinker around under the hood, well, this just makes working and wrenching that much easier because again, you're not constantly working around that factory prop when installing your mods or maybe doing some maintenance. Now the Rough Country kit does make all of this possible thanks to some pretty simple components, right? You got your twin gas charged struts here, along with the brackets and all of your hardware needed to get everything in place. Now again, site's gonna call this a strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, at least 30 minutes of your time, maybe a little bit more depending on how fast you like to work. But to give you a better idea of just how this job will go down on your 6th gen at home, here's a detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown now.
Tools used for this installation: 3/8 electric impact gun, clip removal tool, half, 9 and 10 millimeter sockets, 9/16 wrench, half-inch wrench, 13 millimeter wrench, and 10 millimeter wrench. All right guys, so the first thing we're going to do for this installation is I like to lay all the hardware out on the table, try to get an idea where everything goes, what bolts go with what pieces. And so as you see, I have everything laid out. I have the bolts, washers, and lock washers with our nuts that are going to go into the hood once we install the top brackets. These are our fender brackets. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to install our ball studs onto our brackets. So you're going to take your bracket, the ball stud is going to go on the outside with a flat washer, and a nut on the inside. I'm going to repeat this onto the other bracket, same way. I'm going to get them all started. Now our hood brackets, ball stud. You see the bracket, it's going to go on the outside of the bracket like that. Same goes with this one. Now, I'm going to take my wrench, my impact, they're 1/2 inch, they're not metric. I'm going to snug them all up. Once we have them all snug up, we're going to take them and start to install them and we'll work on the passenger side and install the passenger side first, then go to the driver's side. So now that we have our ball studs put on our brackets, we're going to come over here to the passenger side. We're going to remove this 10 millimeter and we're going to loosen this 13 millimeter down here. That's going to allow us to install our bracket. There's some spacers. So I'm going to start by using my 10 millimeter, my gun, remove the 10 millimeter on the fender. Now I'm going to get down inside here, loosen up this 13 millimeter. Now I'm not going to take it all the way out. I'm going to loosen it up enough that it gives me enough room to slide the bracket behind it. So I'm going to get it pretty good and loose. You don't want it to fall out, but give yourself plenty of room. Okay, now that we have those two loose, now we're going to go and start to install our bracket. Now, there's spacers that come in the kit they're going to want you to use. These are the two spacers here. This spacer is going to get slid in the fender to take up the room in the fender. This spacer is going to go on top. So now we can take our bracket, install it behind the bolt. There's a wiring harness here that you kind of have to hold out of the way, like that. We'll line our spacers back up. Now, once our spacers are lined up, we'll reinstall our 10 millimeter. And in the kit, they supply you with another 10 millimeter bolt, which will go down through that bracket there. And you'll have to reach underneath. Install the washer in the nut. Now I'm going to snug back up the bottom 13 millimeter so that the bracket's in place. We have our spacers in. Seems to be lined up. I'm going to give the 13 millimeter, tighten it up a little bit. Okay, now we have that tight. We're going to take a 10 millimeter wrench, get behind onto the nut. Take our gun, give it a good snug. And now we have our fender bracket on the passenger side installed. We already installed the stud. Now we can install the other bracket on the other side, and we'll do both lowers, and then I'll show you how to do the installation on the top brackets. So now we're going to work on our driver's side. We're going to remove the fuse box cover. Get that out of the way. Now we're going to remove our clip here that holds the trunk release cable. We'll put that underneath for now. Now, down inside, behind your battery box, you're going to see another 13 millimeter, just like the other side. I'm going to get in there and loosen it up, just like we did the other side. Again, I'm going to just get it loose enough that I can turn it out with my fingers so that we can slide our bracket behind it. It's a little difficult to get to. If you got big fingers, you might struggle a little bit. Again, I'm not gonna take it all the way out, I'm just gonna loosen it up so we can slide our bracket behind. All right, I think that's loose enough. Now we're gonna take our 10mm, remove our 10mm bolt up top. Now we're going to take our spacers. Again, we give you 2 of them. Square one is going to slide into this section here between the fender and the pinch lip, and then the top one is going to slide on top. We're going to take our bracket, slide it underneath, take our 10mm bolt that they supply in the kit. 2 washers, one on one side, one on the other. You might have to move that shim around just a little bit to get it to start. Now that I got that started, I'm going to reinstall our 10mm up into the fender. I'm going to go back, tighten our 13mm up, run it in as much as I can with my fingers. And snug it up. Now that we have that snug, again, I'll take my 10mm wrench, tighten those up. Now we have our lower brackets installed. Now we'll work on our hood brackets and then install our strut rods. So now we're going to install our upper brackets in these 2 holes here. They give you these long pieces of metal with nuts welded onto them. They actually work fairly decent. I tweaked mine a little bit to hold it so that when you get it there, you can hold it to start your bolt. Once I got one started, then they give you the second one. Which we're going to slide in and do the same. And you got to hold the tab to get it to start. All right, now that I got them started, I'm going to tighten them up, and then the upper bracket will be installed. So we're going to tighten our upper brackets up, and now we'll install our prop rod. You want to repeat this same procedure on the other side. It's basically the same procedure with your nuts and hardware. So now that we got all our brackets on, we're going to take our hood release cable, push it back into the hole that's inside this bracket. We're going to take our prop rod, push it into place on the upper and lower rods. And now that we have this one installed, you're going to do the same procedure on the other side, and once that's done, this installation is finished. That wraps up our review and install of our Rough Country hydraulic hood assist for 21 to 22 Broncos. Thanks for watching, and for all things Bronco, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.